Hello, you asked me about how you can figure out what discussions you're missing. So, unlike in the assignments, uh, where you can actually see what you've handed in because it says submitted and or the marks are there, it's a little bit tougher when it comes to the discussions. You can go into those discussions and actually see what's there. Um, and because these have all closed, it's a little bit difficult to see whether or not you posted or what's going on. So the best way to look at what you have and have not completed is your grades. So when we go through your grades, we can see it says discussion. So there's a mark here, but there's a 0 and a you did not participate in this. So if I was you, I would write down all of the discussions that you're missing. There's another one and another one. Okay, so I would write down the names of all 4 that you're missing. Then we're going to move on to the next step. So just as a point of reference, I've written down Unit 1 Activity 4 and then the name of the discussion. Unit 1 Activity 4, the name of the discussion, and the previous 2. Just to remind you, that's found in grades, so you can actually see what has been handed in or what's been handed back with grades or not. And the reason that I put those zeros there fairly quickly after the due date is so that you can actually see in grades everything that has been handed in or everything that you've missed the due date of. So how do you figure out what to post for those discussions? So there's 2 ways that you can look at it. Once I've written down that you have the names of the discussions that you have missed, you can go into the discussion tab and actually look them up. Unfortunately, the due date has passed for those discussions, so you can't actually post in them. But what you can see here is a description of what you're supposed to write about. So what I want you to do is you're going to email me any discussions that you complete. Now, some of these may seem, so you were missing sharing strategies, and you were missing that's Unit 2. That's part of the problem right there. We need to open up Unit 1. I was a little confused there, but now we see it. And you might notice that I'm impersonating you right here. So as I look through this, sharing strategies was one that you were missing. If you try and go and post in here, you're not able to, and that's because it's closed. So you can see that right here. It was available until September 17th. So what you could do is write this and email it to me within the VLE. So you're going to click right up here. And if you want to type it in a document and then share it with me or copy and paste it into an email, I will absolutely evaluate it. But the problem is if I reopen this, it's going to show as a due date. And for most people, it's already passed. So any discussion that you have missed, you can absolutely go here. However, if you're reading some of these, it may not make sense to you. So I want to remind you that the most important place that you can go is in the content. So the very first one that you're missing is Unit 1, Activity 2, Sharing Strategies. So what you can do is go into Unit 1, Activity 2, and I'm going to open up that activity and I'm going to look for the Sharing Strategies information. So what this is saying to me with these popping up and I'm impersonating you is that you have not gone into content to read through the content for this particular activity. Those pop-ups only show up once. So it's really, really important that you're reading the content that is outlined in the schedule on the news feed. So as we scroll through, we've got a lot of information about the writing process and the writer's notebook, how to break writer's block. We did prompting prompts. I know that sharing strategies is in here. There it is right there. So what we have is some background information, and then we have more information about what we're supposed to be participating in. So for this particular discussion, as a part of our writers community, it's important we help each other succeed. research writer's blocks, and you're going to type up and email me your top 5 tips that you would have put in the discussion, but you're going to send it to me. Write 4 to 5 sentence specific detailed explanation as why you believe those are effective in generating ideas for your writing. Here's some resources and some links that can get you started. So you're going to give me an idea as to ways that you can break writer's block, which is when you don't know what to write about. What are ways that you can get that generation going? Okay, so let's go through that again as to where I found all that information. Number 1, I'm going to go to the course homepage just to remind you that all of your schedule and everything that you should be working on is posted right here in the news feed. The other important thing is that calendar of events and seeing what's going on and what's happening. Okay, so this is on your course homepage. If you want to know what assignments are missing, you're going to go to your grades. And anywhere where you see you did not hand in or participate, or you see a 0, that means you missed that assignment or that discussion. 2 places that you can go is you can go to the discussions, see the overview of the discussion topic, and you can email me what you would have posted in that discussion. If you need more information because you didn't quite understand what the discussion is asking you and you needed a little bit more information, you can go to the content. So I'm just going to show you that again. You go to content. I know you are also missing Unit 1, Activity 3. So I'm going to go to Unit 1, Activity 3. And I'm looking for a discussion called Illustrating Language. So here again, these are the pop-ups that only pop up once. So it's really, really important that you go through the content. It gives you all the information you need to know. It was called Illustrating Language. So I'm scrolling down. I should be reading these and making notes on them, but just for the purpose of understanding what the assignment is, here it is. So choosing what and where to use words seems daunting. Your teacher is going to assign you a word, and you're going to look up the device's definition, a written example, and a found or created image. Next, find a song, speech, or poem that contains that literary device. So for this particular assignment, that's why going to the course homepage is really, really important, because I posted who was doing which device in the news feed. So let's scroll down. Those are the authors that everybody's been given. We're going to scroll down. Here's the list. So you can see who was assigned which of these literary devices. Okay, so just showing you it's scrolling right down here. And please correct me if I'm wrong. This was the name in Prism, but your preferred name may be this, and just making sure I have the right student, okay? If for whatever reason you don't see your name in a list, then you can absolutely pick any one of these. And so your job is to create a slide or information that contains those pieces from the discussion. And you're going to email that to, yes, this is an assignment. So there was, it said discussion, but it's looking like this is an assignment that you're missing. So, because that's what this indicates here. So that's where you find the information. Looking in grades, what's missing. You can go through the discussions or the assignment icons and figure out what the description is. The other thing that I would highly recommend is going through content so that you can read the background of that information. The other thing that I wanted to point out as well is if you're on that course homepage, just showing right up there. So I've logged in, clicking on that course homepage. When we look at assignments, so today there's something due, so clicking on that, you can actually see what it is that you need to do, and you can actually just click right there, and on a due date, you can hand it in or work on it from there. So there's a number of different places where you can locate that information. Hopefully this has helped you, and please let me know if you need any help in completing these assignments.